Hi, I'm Dr. Mangia Samanta-Laughton. A lot of you will know me as a kind of scientific maverick, I guess. But I get a lot of hacks sometimes because people think that I'm making stuff up and that what I report as coming from the scientific mainstream sounds so ludicrous that they actually think this isn't really happening. So I thought I'd give you an example of the sort of thing that to look out for, to show that there is really a revolution going on in science, not just on the outskirts of science, but actually in the mainstream as well. So this is April 2011, Scientific American, and you can see quantum gaps in the Big Bang Theory, why our best explanation of how the universe evolved must be fixed or replaced. So there's a whole article from mainstream physicists from Princeton who are actually questioning the theory of inflation, which has been very successful in the last 25 years or so. But there are problems with it, and they point out the problems, and they say, well, if these problems aren't fixed, then we need to really go back to the drawing board. It's the sort of thing that's happening in cosmology right now. There's a lot of revolution going on where things don't quite fit with the theory of inflation in particular. There's a lot of things that we see around us in the universe that could have come out a completely different way if the theory of inflation is true, but they've come out one way, and they come out the way that's very low probability, and there's certain aspects of the universe that happen like this. So people are wondering, well, why has a low probability route been chosen by the universe? What's going on there? And it's kind of not good enough just to say, well, it's been chosen because it's been chosen, because that's the way it is, therefore. But it seems to me that's what's happening with a lot of inflation theory. That's just one example. So, yeah, in terms of cosmology, we're really going through a revolution. This sort of article is showing that it's not people in the fringes who are questioning the major sort of backbones of science at the moment, but it's actually people in the mainstream as well, who are the academics working in universities, and they're the ones that are also questioning the sort of tenets of science that we have at the moment, and they're questioning it because there are gaps in the theories, there isn't enough evidence, the observation is going against the evidence, there's all sorts of reasons. But this article is a good example to show sort of things that I'm talking about. It's not just fringe people who are questioning some of the sort of holy tenets of science. It's actually mainstream as well, because there are problems. Often people in the sort of middle levels like to pretend there aren't any problems, and they go ahead like business as usual, but people often at the higher levels know what's going on, and they know that, and they've got the sort of kudos and the backing to actually speak out and say all these things. So highly recommended article, and there's many more where these come from, pointing out the flaws in our current theory. So I told you I wasn't just making it up. Thanks.